Jump scare! Jump scare, nerdos! Welcome to stream! Welcome to Monday stream, you freaking nerds! Beep, 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 beep. Hi everybody, how's it going? How's it going? There's the jump scare, yeah! The jump scare. Happy April Fool's Day. Thank you. Happy April Fool's Day to you guys, too. I'm not doing anything. I didn't have time to plan shit for because I'm fucking busy. But, look at the nervous boys. Yes, Zoe, look at your nervous boys. Them boys are nervous about the size of the pizza they have to make. Yeah, we'll get to that. We will get to that. But yes. You drawing? I'm drawing my webcomic. If you want to read it, check the pinned comment. Vector, you gonna say the line?
I'm legally not allowed to say swears. Sorry.
Oh, what part of that was a swear? I don't know what he's reading as a swear in that sentence. But Matthew Prower, thank you for the super chat. Greetings, I am a Frenchman from parts unknown. If you give me your Fortnite battle pass, I will give you free escargot. Yeah, Fortnite's a swear. I don't play Fortnite. Apologies. I'm boring. Why did my music pause? There. Wow. April Fools, I thought you would accidentally spoil a comic page. No, that's not till later in the stream. That's not until later. But yeah, it's just, welcome to just kind of a chill comics making sesh. This is the last page I need to ink from this batch of pages that I sketched while I was in Canada land. And, I want to get them all done, and then after I'm done with this, and I'm done putting in the flat, the music is loud? Is the music super loud? Oh yeah, why is it so loud? I don't know why it was so loud there. That's strange. Why is it pumped up so loud? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's the April Fool's prank. It's playing an April Fool's prank on me where my music is suddenly, like, way louder than it should have been. I don't know why. That happened. Because you gotta pump the beats. Yeah, clearly. Clearly. But yes, we are simply working on comic pages. This is the last page that I have sketched for this little batch. And so once we're done inking these last two panels, we will move on to some coloring and shading and stuff. Yippee-ki-yay. However, I must say, the biggest April Fool you see is me. Because I already got fucking pranked today. My accounting software fucking pranked me. And it's been pranking me for 3 months, but I realized it today. So I use an accounting software to keep track of my business profits and expenditures and, you know, all that stuff, because it makes it way easier to do my taxes at the end of the year. And I checked on it last month when I was gathering all my stuff for my taxes, and I noticed that so far my income, I was just like looking at my year-to-date, and it was showing me that my income was way lower than I thought it should have been. And I was like, oh shit, I haven't made much money this year. That's pretty bad, actually. I mean, it's like, it's a livable wage, but like, that's not nearly as much as I figured I'd made so far this year. That's kind of scary. Oh no, that's very worrisome. And so I had been stressing about it, like, the entire month of March. I was sitting there stressing about it. And I was real, like, concerned because the number that I was seeing was, like, way lower than I felt like it should have been. And I was just like, oh god, am I actually gonna, you know, like, have money to pay my friends to do some contract work for me like I had promised, and am I gonna have money to like do all this stuff that I want to do? Oh shit. Oh shit. And I was real worried. Okay, why is my compressor should be on. I don't know why it's not working with the audio ducking. What the fuck, bro? Hang on. What is my mic set to? Okay, I'm just gonna crank the music really low down. I don't know why the music is fucking around today. Yeah, April Fools, everything is broken. My compressor's not working for some reason, and I don't freaking know why. Oh my god! Jared! He's at it again! He's at it again! Jared, thank you for the 50 gifted subs. My goodness! He is at it again. If you got gifted a sub from that, make sure to say thank you. My goodness gracious. It's tradition at this point. That's what it feels like. Yeah, definitely. Oh my word. Thank you. Thank you very much. But yeah, so anyway, going back to the story, is that I had been worried about the lack of funds coming in. For like the entire month of March, I was like worrying and stewing over it, especially because like March was a little bit of a slow month for my online store as well. And I was worried because like I don't really have a lot of conventions coming up. I have like a handful of like itty bitty little like local shows. And then I have MomoCon, which isn't going to be as profitable as normal because I'm just bringing original stuff. But I was just like so worried, and I was sitting and I was stewing over it for like the entire month of March. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what am I going to do? My revenue is so low this year. What the fuck happened? And then I had to log into it today. I had to log in and look at my accounting software again today because I had a meeting with my finances guy earlier. My new finance guy. I have a finance guy because I'm a business person. And, so I go back in and I'm looking and it says, here's your income and your expenses for the year to date. And it was like exactly the same as what it was when I looked at it a month ago. And I said, now hold on. Now hold on. That's not, Because, like, okay, I know that is, like, even if I had a bunch of expenses, my profit should still be higher than this. Or at the very least, even if I made zero profit, my expenses should be higher than these numbers. Because I've been buying and selling things all month. So what the fuck? And so then I went digging around on my account. Turns out that, so the accounting software is synced up to my bank account. So it can see whenever I make transactions. Turns out it desynced itself at the end of January. And so the numbers it was showing me only reflected January. It's April. And so I was like, now, when did this desync? Okay, you know what? I don't care anymore. And so I went through the steps and I re-linked my bank account to the software. And then I saw that number just go boom. It was like, hey, yeah, you know the amount of money that we were showing you? Actually, you've made triple that, so you're fine. And I'm like, well, it's been 3 months. And you were only showing me 1 month. So I would hope that it fucking tripled, my guy. It was very worrisome, but so that was my little April Fool's prank on myself at like 9 o'clock this morning. I was just like, oh, holy shit, I'm actually fine. Let's go. Yeah, at least I know now exactly. Exactly, because that was just like, I'm like, I have to be making more money than this because that's barely enough to cover my routine expenses for the month, and I've got like, I'm gonna have to like pay people for shit here soon. What do I do? And then it was just like, oh, I'm fine actually. And fucking QuickBooks was being stupid. So that was my heart attack and subsequent womp 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 feeling fucking stupid thing of the year, basically. But yeah, it's all situated now. And I'm still riding this high a little bit. Unrelated, semi-related. The reason that I was messing around in my accounting software today was because I wanted to get like I wanted to gather some numbers before I had a meeting with my new investments guy. Because the thing about being self-employed, the thing about being an artist, the thing about not working a traditional job, that I don't have a retirement plan. And, you know, while that's fine now, I would love to not have to work until I die. I would like to, you know, at least partially retire at some point. And so my dad introduced me to his guy, and they're gonna help me, like, set up an IRA and whatever. But it was fun because I got to go in there and I got to like show him some papers, and I'm like, here's my profits and expenditures from last year. Here's everything in my year to date. Here's my average monthly expenses for all this shit. Here's all that. And he he just kept saying such nice things. He was just like, oh my God, you know, so my dad was the one who set up the appointment. And he told them, he's like, yeah, you know, my daughter's an artist. And she's got like a business and stuff, and she's looking into starting a retirement account. And apparently what guys like this think when they hear that is, oh, you know, starving artist who barely makes any money wanting to like try desperately to put some money away. And then I like passed him my little packet of papers that I printed out, and he was just like, oh shit. He was very impressed. We'll put it that way. It was really funny. He's like, do you know how rare it is for an artist to be good with their numbers? And I'm like, I almost failed my high school economics class. And he was just like, you're making like actual money. And I'm like, yeah, compliment me more. It was very funny. Straight up Wonderkin Star Carmine. Yeah. But yeah, so the guy, it was really funny because the guy I was talking to is not actually the guy that works with my dad. It was one of his employees, because the guy my dad works with is getting ready to retire, so he pawned me off on one of his other people in his office. And so we went in to talk to my dad's guy right before we left. And I just popped into that office, and then the guy I had, like, you know, my dad was saying hi, we were just, like, shooting the breeze a little bit, and the guy who I had just got done talking with kind of, like, creeps in the back door, and he points at me, he's like, she's a unicorn. I'm like, what? And he said, she's, like, actually got her financials together, and she brought me, like, a packet, and I'm like, well, I figured it was good information to know. I felt very good at leaving that office. I felt very proud of myself. So, you know, it was fun. It was very fun. But yeah. So, that was, I got fucking zagged on by my accounting software, and then went to a financial appointment and got complimented a bunch. So, oh boy. Gee, she's so cool and amazing and has it together, you guys. Yeah, I do. I got my shit together. Mostly. I got my shit together when my accounting software decides to work properly. That's the key feature that fucks me up occasionally, but... Oh! And then, this is so nothing, but cherry on top of a nice day was I was in Austin, and since I figured I drove all the way down there, I might as well, like, check out some of the shops are in the neighborhood where where this guy works. And there's a Barnes & Noble in the same parking lot. And so I went over there and I popped in, and I've been trying to collect the hardcover Full Metal Alchemist volumes because they're so fucking pretty, and that's my favorite series ever. And like I have the paperbacks that I've been collecting since I was in middle school, but I wanted to get the hardbacks because they're really pretty. And I have volume 1. I've had volume 1 for like 6 months. But for the life of me, I could not find volume 2 anywhere. It has been so hard to find volume 2 of the hardback editions of Full Metal Alchemist. I was looking on Amazon, I was looking online, I was looking in like every bookstore I went into. None of them had volume 2. I was like, what the fuck? Where are all the copies of volume 2 of this series in the world? Where are they? And then I popped into this Barnes & Noble. And they fucking had volume 2! And I was like, let's go! I snatched that shit up so fast, I gasped. I gasped loudly and audibly in this Barnes & Noble manga section. I was like, yes! Did you look next to volume 1? Yes, I looked next to volume 1. It, like, every time I would go into Barnes & Noble, like the one near me, it would go like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm like, God damn it. It was like that for months. Months I could not find volume 2. But the Barnes & Noble that I went to this afternoon had volume 2. And I was just like, the fucking angels have descended on me this day. Let's freaking go. So I'm very excited to go and peruse that after stream and have a
Mic check. 1, 2. Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me?
Cushions up, thank you for the super chat. Yes, Vector talks. He's a good boy and he can say words. When I remember to hook him up properly before the stream. Does your VTuber have lore? Barely. My thing is just like, controversial opinion time. I don't watch VTuber lore videos. I think it's fun if you have them, and I don't want to like bash on anybody having fun. I don't care about VTuber lore. I genuinely don't. But just for funsies, I've kind of loosely decided that my VTuber is like my self-insert in Castoff. She's like my Castoff self-insert, where it's just like she's following the main cast around and like archiving the journey. I got a sticker in the comic at some point just in the background casually. It's gonna happen at some point. But that's my freaking quote-unquote VTuber lore. It's not like... We all know you are very tall, but is your VTuber? Yes. So the design of my VTuber is really just supposed to be like fairly close to me, but more interesting to look at. So, cause you know, I like elves. I'm a proud member of the Pointy Ear Appreciation Club. But also he's like, you know, cool outfit, etc. Star becomes a stalker to the main cast. I am a stalker to the main cast. I made their stories. Or whatever. It's just like, I have this mental image of she's been following them around since day one and just like taking notes and then making a comic about it because it's like the lives of these little weirdos are so messed up. Let's go. Someone has to keep an eye on them. Yeah, exactly. These kids are up to such shenanigans. It is bonkers. They do just be doing things constantly. Chat's moving so fast today, you guys. Oh my goodness. Vector's gonna need to file a restraining order on the strange lady who seems to be controlling his life. Yeah. They can file a restraining order on me. I'm still gonna keep making the comic, though. Look at the boy. Yes, it's the boy. The boy is here. It's the boy. It's baby Sage. He's small. Look at him go. He's having thoughts. And regretting his life decisions. Every moment of his life. All of them. But Nico, a pizza that size would be so awkward. Yes, exactly. Oh, that's the wrong color. That's your skin tone, buddy boy. I'm sure Papi Basura make lovely decisions. Debatable. Debatable. Whoa, I forgot to draw the back of your neck, sir. There. Let's debate. I argue he is Latina and can therefore do no wrong. I don't know where that headcanon came from, but I'm glad you guys are having fun. Yeah, my thing is like, I don't really prescribe like specific IRL races to the cast necessarily. So it's interesting to see what people come up with. And I'm not like trying to say, you're wrong because he's not this, because it doesn't exist. It's just like, I only have a very vague idea of just like, this is kind of what they look like. You could say they could potentially come from a lot of places, but none of these places exist in the comics, so shrug. But I am so glad you guys are having fun. I'm not gonna say like, I'm not gonna confirm one way or the other, right? But yeah. I do think that Sage would absolutely just like, if someone pissed him off enough, he would throw a shoe at them though. And I know that that is a thing you guys have joked about on the Discord, so. Don't you know Sage is Italian? He has to cook the pizza, yeah. Or maybe Nico's Italian and that's why he's trying to convince him to cook the pizza. You ever think about that? You ever think about that? La chancla, yeah. Just fucking yeet. It's like, listen, I am not Latin American, but I can appreciate a fucking powerful ass shoe. When like cockroach gets in your house, I immediately go over to the what Jay likes to call the tactical flip-flop, is what he called them when I sent him a picture of them once. And I was like, the fuck do you mean tactical flip-flop? It's just because they were black. And I'm like, dude, what about that makes them tactical ass flip-flops? The fuck are you talking about? Has a laser sight? No, it does not. What the hell? Do not listen to this man. He is stupid. And he is making up things. Milo? No. You get out of here. You are gonna commit crimes if I let you stay over here. Shoo. Shoo. Oh, don't perp silently. You're so cute. You're so cute. But don't jump on my computer. Yeah, the actual brand of flip-flops I like are really nice. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but they do last a really long time. I buy them at REI. I forget the exact name of the brand, but it's like something Hawaiian, I believe. It's like the brand, the logo's like a fish hook. But they're very sturdy and they last a really long time. The pair I had before this lasted like 3 or 4 years before I had to replace them. But they're very sturdy. They're not like cheap-ass flip-flops you buy at like Target or something. They're good shit. Okalai? That sounds familiar. Let me check. Let me check. Okulai sandals? Is this it? Yes! Yes, that's what they are. Yes. Okulai flip-flops. Yes, they're very, very solid. Yes, I like them. My daily wear flip-flops. The only reason I got the black ones last time is because that was the only color they had. And I mean, they're fucking expensive. They're like $80 flip-flops, but they're good and they will last forever. And by forever, I mean approximately 3 years, but yeah, the pair I have now, I've had for a couple years. Or maybe like about a year-ish. I had a pair I had before that where they looked exactly the same. The base was black, but the little strap was pink. But the fully black ones that I have now are nice because they match with everything, so I don't have to worry about like coordinating them. Even though I wouldn't. I wouldn't in general because I'm too lazy to like fucking wear matching shoes with whatever. I'm just like, yep, put them on my feet, get out of the house. But, you know. Yeah, it's weird working on the comic pages in batches again. This is what I used to do, is I used to sketch a whole bunch of pages at once, and then I would ink a bunch, and then I would color a bunch all at once, and it would usually take me like a month to get through about 8 pages, like an 8-page batch. And I stopped doing that a while back because I realized that it was kind of burning me out a little bit. Because I felt like if I had a batch of comics I needed to work on, then that's all I could work on until the batch was done. But like I said, it would take me like a month to finish a whole batch of pages. And then by the time it was done, I'd only have like, 3-4 days before I'd have to start the next batch. And so it didn't leave me a lot of time for, just like personal doodles or anything else in general. And so I stopped doing it in favor of doing like mini batches of 2 pages a week. Lately I've only been doing 1 because the comic is on like a pseudo hiatus where it's only updating once a week instead of twice. But because I was on my Canada trip earlier last month and I still wanted to be able to make some progress, but because I don't pay for Clip Studio on the iPad, even though I have an iPad. Just because I'm too cheap for subscriptions. But I have Procreate, and I'll sketch the pages in Procreate, and then I will ink and color them on my computer in Clip Studio. But I still wanted to get some work done, even while I was gone, and so I just sketched a bunch of pages while I was in Canada. So I figure I could, ink and color them in like the batch way, like I used to do. Wunderbar. Yeah, it's wigging out my brain a little bit where we are making it work. Because these pages are all pretty easy because they don't have a lot of backgrounds. And were you talking about being burnt out on drawing a while back? Glad you found a healthier method. Yeah! It's a lot of times just figuring out webcomics is just kind of figuring out what your workload is like and how much you can handle. I don't like your little anime hair vents, my boy. I'm going to change this to adjust this. It makes your forehead look too big if your hair vents don't come far down enough. It's a little better. Had to sketch 90 pages this week for a graphic novel? Jesus Christ. This month. Okay, I was about to say, I'm sorry, how are you sketching 90 pages a week? Oh my god, I would simply pass away. 90 pages in a month is still really difficult. But oh my god, that scared me for a second. I was like, how powerful are you that you're drawing 90 pages in a week? Ah! Good lord. That's like doing 24-hour comic day every single day for a week. Good lord. All right, you guys. So, here's the thing. We have ink. This is the last page of this batch. Which means that now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and we're gonna do some shading on the 5 pages left in this batch. And, that does mean that, we're gonna have to go back to that first page with the pizza on it. So, but don't worry. I have provided for you guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? Nico, we got to cook the pizza. Nico, we have to cook the pizza. We have to cook the pizza, Nico. But yeah, so I'm gonna shade this page now. It's the pizza page. We're gonna shade the pizza page. Exactly. You all get me. The pizza page. But what we're actually gonna do is I'm gonna do this, and then it will be easier for me to see where I'm shading. This is how I do my shading sometimes, and you guys may have seen this in my time-lapse videos. But what I like to do is I like to turn I turn the flats colors off, essentially. And I just shade on white. Because then, if I miss a spot, it's easier to see what I missed. This is supposed to be kind of overcast, so the shadows are gonna be real soft. Real soft shadows. I'm going to blend them quite a bit. So quiet, I thought my audio stopped working. Yeah, well, my music is so quiet. Because for whatever reason, the freaking music got super loud during some songs, and I don't know why. Oh, you know, let me actually, you know, finish shading this bit that I was gonna start with. Stupid. Oh. I heard a weird sound, like a weird little squeaky toy, and I was like, what the hell was that? It's Molly, sleeping on the windowsill next to me, but she's kind of like hunkered down in her little corner. So I forgot she was down there. Oh no, it's not Molly, it's Milo. Hi, baby. What are you doing? What are you doing? Did your scream show up at night? At least after you lowered down the music the first time, it feels like your voice was lowered down when it got too loud again. Because I'm like, I haven't adjusted. Ooh. Maybe that's why. My mixer was a little low. Hi, baby. Hi, chicken. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you going to rub your face on my microphone and make bad audio for the viewers of my live stream? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the cat stepped on my mixer and lowered the mic a little bit. Don't know. But hang on, let me test something. Okay, now it seems like maybe audio ducking is working. Frickin'. Ha. Sorry, gamers, I don't know what happened. I think that maybe one of the cats stepped on my mixer when I wasn't looking or something and lowered the volume. But that should be better now, hopefully. I love audio. And I love doing shit with audio. Oh my god. Everything is fine and cool and fine and normal. April Fool's joke for me from the cats. They're like, haha, we ruin your audio settings, mother. Feed us more tuna biscuits, mother. And I'm like, guys, we can't be doing this. And they're like, feed us. I love them to pieces, but they keep getting up on my desk and messing with stuff. The idea is this scene is supposed to be kind of overcast, and you know, the starker and brighter the light source is, the harsher your shadows will be. But if it's like kind of soft ambient like an overcast day, the shadows will be a lot softer, a lot fuzzier, and a lot easier to render. I mean, what? Pretty. Soft, soft shading with the shadows. Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Oh yeah, so I've been talking about this on the Discord, and I don't think I brought it up on Patreon just yet. I haven't posted like any of the script stuff I'm working on yet. But I've been working on my next handful of videos. So my firstly, did you guys see that my Canada video came out? My Canada video came out on Friday. I'm experimenting with posting my longer form videos on Fridays instead of Mondays, because my logic there is if I post it on Friday, or if I post it on Monday, which is what I've been doing up until now, people, you know, the average work week is like starts on Monday. And so when people get home from work, they might not end up watching the video because, you know, they have to like get up early or whatever. It's, you know, they're like 20, 30-minute videos that I make. And so I'm experimenting and seeing if posting them on Friday might work a little bit better, because then the video comes out, people can watch it when they get home from work, and then they have the entire weekend to watch it before they kind of forget about it, you know? And so that's kind of my experiment that I have been doing. Which do you guys prefer, out of curiosity? Do you like it when a new video is posted on a Monday or a Friday, or are you indifferent? I'm curious because I've been testing it. It's a test, you see. So I might do my next couple videos on Friday and see if that helps anything. Yeah, see, everyone's either saying I'm indifferent or people are saying Friday. There's one person who says Monday. But yeah, so short story is I'm experimenting. And so if people like Friday better, I got this info because I was looking at my analytics, and it said that on average, my audience is on YouTube a lot more on the weekends than during weekdays. And so I was like, okay, I can kind of work with that. And so I was like, if they're on YouTube on the weekends more frequently, then I should be posting either on the weekends or closer to the weekends rather than posting on Monday. And we'll see if that changes anything. And so far it's, I can't say whether it's like an effect of just this video being good or if just people are interested in the topic more or whatever. But this video, the Canada video has been performing very well. Better than I expected, actually. So that's nice. Mm-hmm.
Thanks to you, I keep my little comics going, Tilda. Lesson 3.
Edo Bunny, thank you for the super chat. I am glad. Keep making comics. Keep doing it. It's very good. I am glad that I was able to... Forgot about the pizza. I'm glad I was able to help in any kind of way. But yes. Milo, stay away from my massive cables. You stay out of there. I am actually going to make the pizza disappear for a few minutes. Nobody freak out. Don't freak out about the pizza going away. Milo, get off of my computer. No, ma'am. I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that because you're a bad baby. Yes, you are. You're a bad little baby. Come here. I'm gonna pick you up. Oh, Milo. She's a bad baby and she's on my lap now.
Have you seen the cat plays synth on YouTube Shorts?
MDom87, thank you for the super chat. I don't watch YouTube Shorts very much, so no, I don't, I'm not sure what that is. If I sound a little quiet, it's because I scooted away to, bother my cat, and now I can't scoot forward. Okay, yeah, get out of here, little nugget. Get out of here. Oh, I got confused. It's like, why is everybody freaking out? Oh, it's because I made the pizza go away. Guys, I'll bring the pizza back, I promise. I just said don't freak out about the pizza going away. I needed to go away for a couple minutes to finish the shading. You nerds. Bunch of nerds in my chat here. Pizza. Vector, are you gonna read the line? Vector? Vector, are you gonna read the line? He's
you should help
shy.
make the pizza, Mom. After all, you used to work in food service as a short order cook.
All right. Cushion South, thank you for the super chat. First of all, I was not a short order chef. I did no cooking whatsoever. My job at Cheesecake Factory was literally get cheesecake out of freezer, put whipped cream on it, put it on a plate, go send it out. It's the most dumb bullshit. I have no authority to cook pizzas, though. The pizza place my family likes to go to occasionally, or at least that we did before we moved, there was a place where you could pick up the pizza raw from the place, and then you just go home and cook it. They would just, like, have the dough, and it's like a Subway. You tell them what toppings you want on the pizza, and then they give it to you before they cook it, and the idea is you take it home and you cook it yourself. So it's still, like, you know, hot and fresh when you're ready for it. It's very tasty. I forgot what the name of that place was, though. You guys are making me hungry for fucking pizza. That shit's illegal. Stop it. Stop! I already ate out once today. I went to Schlotzsky's for lunch because I had to drive into town, and I was like, I should have eaten before I left, and I didn't think about it, and now I'm hungry. And I freaking suffered through the Schlotzsky's drive-thru at the lunch rush. And I almost got hit by a lady
Mom,
in a fucking SUV.
Why didn't you take me out of the suitcase when you brought me to Canada? It was dark in there.
Vector, I did not bring you to Canada. Vector, you stayed home and helped babysit the cats. You didn't come with me to Canada. Why were you I left a suitcase at home. Did you just get in that and stay there the whole time? My sweet boy. What are you doing? But yes. Oh, hold on. I just noticed something. I forgot to fucking color these little bits.
Then, where the heck was I?
I don't know where you were, Vector. That's a very good question. It's a very damn good question. Where were you, my son? But yeah, anyway, the thing I was trying to say before we got distracted talking about YouTube analytics and stuff is I've been working on other videos, and so I've actually made some really good progress on what will end up being my either late April or early May video. I'm branching out a bit, and it's either gonna do really well or it's gonna not perform well at all, and we're just gonna have to see. It's gonna be a quirky little experiment that I'm doing, and we'll see how it goes. But I've talked a little bit about it on stream. I've mentioned to you guys that I want to try branching out a little bit because I'm gonna run out of story times before too long, and I'm dipping my toe into media analysis, but very specifically, I want to do story analysis more than like analyzing an entire piece of media. I want to focus in and talk specifically about plot stuff and story structure, story setup, that kind of thing. Because that's this kind of stuff that I can talk about for a really long time. And so I've actually, I'm almost done with the first draft of the script. I'm gonna send it to some friends and be like, hey, does this, like, you're a person who has not watched this show, does this stuff, like, track to you? Or my arguments built up well here? And I've talked about it on Discord quite a lot if you're looking at the right channels for it. But my very first video is actually going to be on Hasbin Hotel. Because I finally watched that. And overall, I enjoyed it. Solid, I'd say probably 6 out of 10 show for me. Wasn't my favorite thing in the world. Definitely has some writing problems, but I wouldn't say that I hated watching it. It was interesting. And so I'm almost done with the script, actually. I need to, like, finish fleshing out one more section, and then I need to see if I can, like, string my several different arguments together a little better. Who's your favorite character? I like Lucifer. He is silly and pathetic, and he makes me laugh.
I would make a webcomic based on the Saturday morning cartoon The Real Ghostbusters. But I might not have the time for storyboarding and all that. But it may be worth a try.
And Dom87, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I would be careful making webcomics based off of existing IP. Because there is a chance that you could get people going after you for that. But I mean, you know, if you want to make a webcomic, you just got to sit down and do it. I actually have a short about this coming out pretty soon here. That honestly, it's hard to get motivation, but you can't rely on motivation. You just got to learn discipline and be disciplined enough to just sit down and do it if it's something that you really want to do. Making webcomics is like something, it's so much work, you can't really come at it half-assedly. Or at least I would argue that you can't. Some people might try and prove me wrong, and more power to them, but yeah. It's just something you gotta sit down and learn to do. And it's hard, but if you want it, that's what you gotta do, you gotta do it. But yeah, so as far as the video script is almost done. I would have finished it today if I didn't have this financial meeting that I had to go to earlier. I'm just trying to like flesh out my one last thing that I want to say. Just like one little bit that I'm talking about. I will admit, a little bit nervous, not just because this is my first time doing media analysis, but also I've heard some things about the Hasbin Hotel fandom, that they can be a wee bit overprotective of the series that they like. And so I'm a little bit concerned that people are gonna get mad at me for suggesting that there's anything wrong with this show, because I've seen those kind of sentiments in the TikTok comments. But I mean, I think there is meaningful things to comment on here, you know?
How do you structure the story for your webcomic?
Logobot55, thank you for the super chat. Story structure is one of those things. It's actually so the thing is that talking about story stuff is hard. And it's actually one of the reasons why I want to jump into trying to do media analysis in the specific way I'm attempting it, is because the thing is that story structure just kind of comes instinctively to me. Like, it's hard to tell people how to lay out a story unless you know kind of specifically what they're going for and what they're trying to do. Like, for Castoff, I had an idea of a couple cool scenes, and I have an idea of some stuff I wanted to do with the characters, and I figured out how I was going to put them in those situations, and what I wanted to, like, say with each of these chapters, and what plot elements I wanted to include, what reveals I wanted to include for each chapter, and then I kind of worked it out from there. But it's hard because, like, it just kind of comes naturally for me, and so it's really hard to give people advice on it. But it's, again, like I said, one of the reasons that I wanted to try doing media analysis in this way is I'm calling it, this might change, but I am so far pretty settled on the idea of calling it Narrative Academy, because the idea is like looking at media and using what they did well and what they did poorly as lessons and writing advice. It's like, okay, so here's a thing that this show did poorly. Why is this bad? How could this be better? And why is this method better than doing it maybe the way the show did? Or maybe not. Better is a very all-encompassing word. I would prefer to use words like, why is this a little bit more narratively strong? Why does this resonate with us better? Depending on the way it was shown. That kind of thing, right? And so rather than trying to whip writing advice out of thin air every time someone asks me for it, which is very frequently, I can just say, hey, I'm working on this series where we kind of like take a look at existing media and use that as a framing device for making writing advice. Because, yeah, I think that there is value in learning from places that did a good job as well as places that maybe didn't do as good of a job. And talking about, like, how this could have been made stronger, or how this potentially could have been represented better, this kind of thing. Because I think that's interesting for me to talk about, and I think that will also be interesting for people to hear about as well. You kind of have to do both, right? If you're gonna do video stuff. Oh boy, I'm back reading chat now, and people are saying how bad the fandom is. They're extremely loud. kind of intense, but if you do it constructively enough, then hopefully you won't send a pack of wolves after you. Unfortunately, you're going to get someone who takes well-meaning criticism and takes it too personally. Yeah, I mean, that's true of, I think, any type of criticism, though, is the thing. And I'm not actually going to do this, because I think it would be too petty and seen as too mean. But, what I want to do is I want to...
I'm legally not allowed to say swears. Sorry.
Vector, what part of that was swears? Sorry, I will read the super chat. I'll think abtit? I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. Your book about webcomics, it got me back into making one again after 3+ years of giving up. I have that passion again and I want to thank you. Also really enjoy Castoff so far. Keep up the amazing work. There's an ass in passion. That's what it is. Oh my god, VectorBot. You are far too... You are far too freaking sensitive about that. But yes, thank you so much. I am so glad that the book has helped. Good luck with your webcomic. That sounds fun. I do definitely know what it's like finally getting the passion back for making comics after not being in it for a while. So I wish you luck, and I'm glad that the book could help you in any way. Vector's so PG. Yeah, boy can't even say passion. Do you guys remember, like, the freaking timeout waves that happened when I was trying to talk about analysis, and then the bot was like banning everyone who said the word analysis because it had the word anal in analysis, and I was like, bruh! Oh no! I'll think about it is how you say my username. Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Apologies for reading that poorly. But yeah, so kind of what going back to it is I kind of wanted to be a little bit of a petty bitch and be like, listen, if you're about to make a comment about how I'm totally wrong and everything I said is wrong and actually the writers and the people who make the show can do no wrong and I'm just a hater for pointing out anything that's bad in the show or leaving any other kind of like hurtful, hateful comments on my videos, just know you're only making me stronger. Hate comments are still comments, and I still get more views in the algorithm because you're helping to push my videos through engagement. So if you really want to send me a hate message, just say nothing at all. I'm not actually going to put that in the video because that feels like too much of a petty bitch move. But I felt the energy is there. The energy is there, right? It's like, listen, if you really want to leave me a hate comment, you can. I am just gonna delete it and block you, and you will be making me more powerful because by like engaging with my video and helping it get pushed out to the algorithm more. So thank you. So thank you. Start turning the hate into power. Yeah. Yeah. If you even mention the character Valentino, the fandom will grab their torches. Yeah, I mean, I mention him as like, this is a guy, he's here. But for the most part, like, if folks are worried, I really don't touch on a lot of the more quote unquote like controversial stuff in the show. Like, I talk about the Angel Dust episode, but I talk more about like what it is rather than what happens in it. Because I use it as an example of like, I wish that every character in the show had gotten more in-depth character analysis, kind of like this, because it's like Angel Dust is inarguably the most developed character in that show because he got that entire episode to himself. The stuff that happens in that episode is extremely fucked. Do not get me wrong. But it was a really good like development for his character, and like we understand better why he behaves the way he does. It was a really good look at this character and why he is like that. And I wish that other characters had gotten that level of like care put into their stories. It's like, yeah, this stuff that's happening in his backstory is horribly tragic and very fucked up, and I don't actually want to talk about what happens in the episode, but I think it's like he's the only one who got like any character development. because the series, his character development is so much stronger than everybody else's. And it's like the Angel Dust focused episode is way stronger than most. Yeah, like honestly, cards on the table here. That one's probably my favorite episode because like when the writers can actually focus on like a single character and focus on like a story, they can actually do a really good job writing. It's like the stuff in that happening in that episode was horrifying, but like this is the best character development we get in the entire show. And so like I talk about that in the episode. That's the kind of stuff I talk about. Is just like what's happening in this episode, debatable. The actual like the episode is as like an actual showing this character's development, it's extremely good, and I wish we had gotten more of that. And so that's one of the comments that I'm going to be making in the video when it eventually comes out. Yeah, they definitely need to let go of a lot of their B plots. Like another argument that I had is like the V's, like that entire trio of characters, they did not need to be in season 1. They did not need to be in season 1. We did not need to spend so much time on those characters. They don't do shit. They don't fucking do anything. The quote unquote most important character of the V's in season 1 is Valentino because of his connection to Angel Dust. But like, why did we spend so much time developing their characters and showing who they are and like what they do and all their shit? And we kept like cutting back to them in the last episode. I don't care about them, but why do we keep showing these characters? They don't matter. And it's just like, what? That screen time could have been given to any of your other characters. But instead you're focusing on this gaggle of weirdos that I don't care about. It's, like I said, these are all points that will be brought up in the video. Velvet has her own song when she does nothing for the plot. Don't even get me started on how so many characters get given their own songs and they do not matter. Oh, it drives me crazy. And it's like, okay, apparently the V's are going to be major antagonists in season 2. Yeah, that's great. They could have waited to give us all these details about these characters until season 2. If they're not going to be important until season 2, we don't need to see them in season 1. I also have so much beef. Carmilla is such a wasted character. I feel like she should have been more important. But despite how much screen time she gets, she's really not that important of a character. And she's in 3 songs. She has 2 songs, granted, that she shares with other characters. But she gets like her whole solo song. She's in 3 songs, which is more than most of the main characters. Why does Carmilla get to be in so many songs? She barely matters. The only thing that she does is she's the one who killed the angel, which is like a big other thing that I'm going to talk about because that whole plot line was weird. And then she like teaches Vaggy how to fight in like the second to last episode. And I'm like, why are you given so much spotlight? And also, perhaps a controversial opinion, I've seen a lot of people hate on the Welcome to Heaven song and say it's the worst song in the album. I don't hate that one. You know what song is my least favorite? Is the Carmilla and Vaggy duet. I do not like that song, you guys. I am so sorry to the people who wrote it. When I'm listening to the soundtrack, I skip past that song every single time. I don't even remember what it's called. I don't like that song. It's like my least favorite song. I'm just like, I don't like the voices very much that are happening. I don't like what the song is about. I feel like it was a very extraneous song that didn't need to be there. And it's not fun to listen to. Whatever It Takes. Yeah, that's what it is. I do not like Whatever It Takes. I am sorry. It was just, Song with Vaggy and Carmilla honestly doesn't work at all because Vaggy never shown an actual motive for revenge before it's telling and not showing. That might also be another thing that like annoys me. It's just, there's a lot to talk about. I am kind of narrowing my scope a bit and only talking about a handful of things. Just so the video does not become an hour long. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, those are some of the thoughts. That video, like I said, will be out, if not end of April, it will be out sometime in the first half of May if this sponsorship I might have lined up for it goes through. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. But I'm gonna give them a few more days before I ping them again. Because I'm bugging them and I'm like, hey, my video that I was gonna do around the time frame that you want this sponsorship done is something different for my channel. Are y'all cool with that? And I'm waiting to hear back from them to see if they would rather me do something a little more in line with what I usually do. But yeah, I think a lot of folks have a lot of thoughts about it, but I want to— Milo, get off my computer! Sorry. She's just being a little monster. She's being a little monster. All right, and see, now we have our shading. So pretty, pretty. I am going to desaturate a little bit, though, because the purple is a little overwhelming. Hello. Hi, Milo. You are very baby. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are baby. Stay off my computer, though. Hasbin Hotel multiple parts. Nah, I honestly, if there's enough to talk about in season 2, maybe I will make a season 2 video. Maybe. But honestly, my fear is that there's so much you could talk about with that show, and if I try and do multiple parts, people are gonna start demanding I talk about this show specifically more and more and more, and I just kind of want it to be a one and done thing, right? It's like, I don't want to get trapped in the loop of only talking about Hasbin Hotel forever, because there's other series that I want to go into. I already have an idea for 2 other episodes for the Narrative Academy series I want to do. So one of them I want to do on Oshinoko, like specifically the first episode of Oshinoko, because I think that the first episode of Oshinoko does a lot of stuff really well, and then it also does the most important stuff really badly, and I'm like, God damn it! It's like, I don't want to touch any other part of Oshinoko because there's some stuff in that series, but it bugged me enough, and I think it's a popular enough show that enough people will have seen it, that it's not like super duper niche. But then I also want to do I would love to do, so one of the things I'm going to talk about a lot in the Hasbin Hotel video is the lack of build-up. Because, like, it really suffers from, like, there is no build-up, and therefore there is no payoff. And that's, like, one of my biggest things with the way that the show is written. Is things just kind of happen, and it's not satisfying because you don't lead into these things happening. And so, like, the setup and payoff chain is pretty bad. And so, as a follow-up, I kind of want to do a video about Ghost Trick, which is a game that probably has one of the best stories in any game I've ever played, ever. And I want to use that as an example of, here's setup and payoff and foreshadowing done extremely well. Learn from this example. Points aggressively at Ghost Trick. And, oh no, that means I have to replay Ghost Trick to get footage for the video? Oh no, what a nightmare of having to replay Ghost Trick. Oh no, what a nightmare that would be. This is a joke. I am excited to replay Ghost Trick to get footage for the video, but yeah. Okay, here's your pizza back. I have brought you guys the pizza back. Yeah, there's your pizza. But yeah, there is suffice to say, there is a lot to talk about with Hasbin Hotel, and I don't want to talk about every single little thing I could talk about. I'm basically sticking to just like one or two specific points, and then taking those points and making a handful of examples for each of those points. And then I'm leaving it alone after that, is my goal. Because, yeah, I don't want to become a fucking Hasbin Hotel commentary channel. I just want to say my piece and then go home. Oh man, so I haven't seen enough of this show yet to say whether or not I would want to do a video about it. But another show that I've actually started watching, because a friend of mine has it available on their little like media sharing thing that we use sometimes, is I've actually been watching Blue-Eyed Samurai. I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but that show is so fucking pretty, you guys. Oh my god, that show is pretty. Oh my god, it's gory and there's fucking... Holy shit, it's not appropriate for younger viewers. But oh my god, it's pretty. And oh my god, I love the atmosphere. It is... I am enjoying it a lot so far. With one notable exception that is apparently a bit of a controversial opinion, because when I talked to my friends about this, they were like, what? No, I love that bit. How could you not like that bit? And I was just like, I hated this bit. So the thing about Blue-Eyed Samurai is, this isn't spoilers, but just a bit in the show that I did not like. Like, I've loved most of the rest of the show, but there was just like this one little segment I did not enjoy. In several points in the first episode, we get a lot of flashbacks of our main character, like, being an orphan and being raised by this, like, sword maker and stuff, and eventually the main character decides that they want to learn how to use a sword. And then we get a montage of them learning how to use a sword. And up until this exact moment, the series has been, like, very serious, very down to earth, like very it takes itself really seriously, and it justifies taking itself seriously because like the atmosphere is very like, the one exception is there's the one character who is a little bit of comedy relief, and I do enjoy him, but some folks already might know what I'm talking about. We get this training montage with the main character trying to learn how to use a sword. And they take this show that has had nothing but like this beautiful atmospheric music up until this exact moment. And they're like, okay, now it is time for us to do a training montage. And then they play the fucking quintessential montage music. And it's so, I'm sorry guys, it so does not fit. It so does not fit with it's so out of place. And I'm just like, oh, come on now. What? You couldn't have even, like, made something similar to this, but use, like, the traditional Japanese, like, instruments you've been using up until now? And it's just like, oh my fucking god. You're really gonna use the montage music with fucking guitar, like, electric guitars in it, when the entire soundtrack has been, like, nice, pretty, you know, like, it's been dramatic at a lot of points, but, like, the entire soundtrack up until that exact moment was, like, very, because, you know, it takes place in, like, the 1600s Japan, and so all the music has been very, like, traditional Japanese instruments and music, and then all of a sudden it's just, like, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this way? Hello? But see, when I told my friends that happened and that I hated it, they were like trying to defend it. They were like, what? No, but that was like, I loved that bit. It made me laugh really hard. And I'm like, I feel like this is not a show we should be laughing at because it takes itself so seriously. Ah! I don't know. If you guys have watched the show, let me know if you agree or disagree. I just... yeah, it's very jarring. It's just like, it throws off the tone so much, in my opinion, and I was just like, you could have done literally anything else, but you're doing, like, the montage music. I feel like that was just, like, someone put that in as, like, this is the kind of music that we want, but don't actually use this actual song. And then they used that actual song because they couldn't write anything else. And I was like, guys, you can't do this. We can't be doing this. It threw Star off her groove. Yeah, it really, really legitimately did, though. I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the starfish's groove. Yeah, that's me. I was just like, what the are we actually doing this? This is horrible. Like, this is fun montage music if this was a movie set in the 80s and not the 1600s. Oh my god. It's like, I'm not usually pedantic about these kind of things, but it's just like, if the tone of the show was more like silly and action heavy, I mean, granted, it is a very action heavy show, but it's also a very serious show. It would be like that song started playing in the middle of an episode of Game of Thrones. Is what it feels like. Because, like, okay, I haven't seen much of Game of Thrones, but I've seen enough to kind of know the vibe that they're going for. And it would be like if a character in Game of Thrones was like, okay, it's time for me to learn how to use a sword. And it's just like, because it's like, that's how out of place it felt. That is how out of place this music felt. And I have not been able to stop thinking about it ever since, because I watched this on what, like Friday night? POV, they had an electric montage music back in the 1600s. It makes me so mad. I'm not like actually mad. I'm shaking my head in disappointment, you know? And some would say that that's worse. Some would argue that the disappointment is worse. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys. Hey, wait. I just completely changing the topic. But I was thinking, I swear to God that like me being disappointed is not what made me think of this, okay? I was thinking about how I was talking to my friends with this during D&D, and then I was thinking about the other stuff we talked about during D&D, and I have a story for you guys. I have a story for you guys. And the person involved in this story might watch this. And I kind of hope they do, because that would be very funny to me. But okay. So, yeah, topic swerve. So, I have a friend. And I'm not going to say where my friend lives, because I don't want to, like, even a little bit dox this person. Not my friend, but the person involved in the story. Because there is a chance they might see this. So I have a friend who takes, like, painting classes at a community center where they live. And they told me during D&D the other day that they were, before their painting class, like, one of the teachers took them around and they were showing them an art gallery of, like, drawings, paintings, etc., done by students in the community. It was just, like, you know, a little, like, mini museum exhibit type of thing set up for the kids' drawings. And so my friend was going through and looking at all these drawings, and just you know, there's like still lifes and landscapes and a couple of like other little things, like drawings of people and stuff. And my friend said it was like, oh yeah, you know, it's like these are kids that are in like 6th grade, so the art's not fantastic, but you know, it's like it's good for like children. And then my friend says that she was looking at this one piece, and she had to do a double take because the piece was, you know, like, it was one of the more cartoony ones on the exhibit. Like, it wasn't a still life or anything. It was a collage of a bunch of different drawings of a bunch of different characters. And my friend said that there was just something about this picture that made her want to look closer at it. And so she looks closer and she realizes that the painting or like the art piece is like it's a collection of a bunch of different drawings of like YouTubers and characters and things like that. And she looks closer and she realizes that one of the characters in the picture is me. It was me. I was in there. I was in it. I was in the picture. It was so cute. And so she texts our group chat and is like, Star, holy shit, I need to show you this thing during D&D today later. And I'm like, what is it? What is it? And she was like, I'll show you during D&D. And this was like 4 hours before we played D&D. I'm like, well, I want to see it now. And so she's just like, and she just, you know, tells the exact story I just told y'all. And then she drops that picture in the chat. And she's like, yeah, you know, do you see it? Like just a picture of the entire exhibit. And I'm like, no. And she posts a close-up of that one. I'm like, how about now? And then I'm like, wait, shit! That's me! It was so funny. But it was so cute because it's like, I feel like being featured in a this was like the person who drew it, they had like, you know, their little nameplate at the bottom. It said they were in 6th grade. And I'm like, that is the cutest thing I've ever seen! It was so cute. I loved it. And like there were a couple, like I said, it was a not a collaboration, but a compilation of a bunch of different YouTubers. Let Me Explain Studios was definitely on there. There were a couple guys who I'm like, oh, I think this guy's a Minecraft YouTuber. I don't know his name, but I've seen like fan art of him going around. And I think one of the other ones was Jaden Animations, and there were a bunch that I didn't recognize. But like my character, my little VTuber, was right up there in the front. And I'm like, that's me! That's me! And so then my friend made this meme that was just like, here, I can show it to you guys. Actually, no, I'm not going to because it has my real name in it. But I mean, people know what my real name is, but I don't want to shout it out to the universe for people who don't know. But it was just like, it was that meme of like a wrestle guy like standing here and looking happy, and then there's like this fucking angry wrestle guy like behind him and being like all creepy looking. And so this one was captioned like, me trying to enjoy an art exhibit at my art classes, and the thing behind it is like, Star's VTuber avatar. Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny. It's Bingus McFlingus. Duh, you made a short about it. I mean, yes. It is Bingus McFlingus. That is true. I know that you guys know this now. But it was just, oh, made my day. Made my day. It was so cute. I wonder if it would be safe to show the picture, but I kind of don't want to put the person on blast, because like, it's not like they submitted it to, they didn't submit it to my fan art reel or anything, so I don't want to post it, but you know, it was very cute and I loved it.
What do you think is the best way to promote your webcomic?
Oh, Locobot55, thank you for the super chat. Honestly, there's a couple different ways that I do go over in my book, How to Webcomic. Sorry, I had to shill. Had to chill for a moment there. I'm done now. But honestly, it kind of depends. If you have a lot of people following you on social media, I would argue like social media is a good way to get people interested. Putting it on, so I would always argue that you should definitely always have your own website, but you know, posting it on Webtoon and Tapas and these other places is a good way to get additional viewers. Because, you know, websites like that have their audiences built in. You should not rely solely on sites like that to like host your comic, but you can definitely, you know, take advantage of what they offer, which is a bunch of people already using the site who are there to read comics, right? So you can definitely take advantage of that. Also just like screaming, but okay, here's the weird thing. If you actually like legit ask me what is the best way to promote a webcomic based on your own experience, I would honestly and unironically say start a YouTube channel. Because starting my YouTube channel and like making videos and mentioning my comic in those videos, a lot of it is just like I got lucky with some of my videos and they performed really well. But the videos that I made that performed really well, I talk about my comic in those videos, and I can single-handedly thank YouTube for a lot of the attention that my comic has managed to get. A lot of the new readers that I've managed to get have come from people discovering my YouTube channel and then reading my comic afterwards. So like, honestly, don't sleep on YouTube. Because that is legitimately how I've gotten so many new people. I'm one of those. See? Points. YouTube is how I found your comic. See? Points. That's how I found it. See? Points. People like me. See? Points. I did that. See? Points. I'm one of the people who found it through YouTube. See? Points. I'm just gonna... See all these people? I can't keep going up in pitch. But you get the idea. See? It works. YouTube's the power of YouTube's, man. It's why I've honestly like been able to put so much extra time into this channel, is because it's paying dividends, you know? Make videos and talk about your webcomic in it. That is how you get... Maybe I should start a webcomic for my YouTube channel. Hey, Zoe, I know you already own my book about making webcomics, so you know, you could. What kind of webcomic would you make, Zoe B? Famous influencer Zoe B. I want to see the comic about Annie. I want to see the Annie backstory comic. Hee. But now we've done shading and we hit multiply and see, look. Now we have all this pretty shading. Yay! Annie backstory comic, but we already have a webcomic about Sage. Zoe, does Sage cook a pizza? Or does Annie cook the pizza? Does Annie cook the pizza too? Oh my god. Oh my god. Two sad magic boys cooking the pizza together. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm just here saying stupid things on the internet and you guys are all here for it apparently. Is the pizza spoilers? Yes. The pizza is the most important spoilers for the entirety of chapter 12. I'm sorry that it had to be this way, but I could not cover up the pizza. You guys needed to know about the pizza. The pizza. The big pizza is the most important character in Castoff. It's not Vector. He's not the real protagonist. It's the pizza. The pizza. Anyway, so you see that cell shading we did? We're now going to do that for all the other pages. And that's just going to be how we do this and how we vibe for a little bit. All signs point to pizza. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Star, what are the toppings? Every topping you want, baby. Whatever like the actual toppings are spoilers, so I will not be telling you what the actual pizza toppings are on the pizza, but you know. It's gonna be a big pizza. What the pizza for? You'll just have to wait and see. Pizza's the most important character in Castoff. We love da pizza. Cherish da pizza. Forfeit all mortal possessions to da pizza. You know. Like you do. Petition for pizza spoiler emoji. Yeah, it's just a big thing that says spoiler, but it's a pizza. And people are gonna be like, why is the pizza a spoiler? And I'm gonna be like, because it is. Don't worry about it. You weren't there. You weren't there. You don't get it. The pizza's so important, you guys. It's the pizza! The big important pizza. Alright. Sorry, I was checking something real quick, but we are back to it. But yeah, this part, the shading part, like just the doing the cell shading, if I'm gonna be real with you guys, this is probably my least favorite part of doing the comic, is like doing the shading. Because it's like, by this point, I've already drawn the characters. They're already drawn. They're there. And now I gotta go in and I gotta freaking draw shadows on them? What the fuck? I don't wanna. I don't wanna. I don't like doing the shading part. It's boring! If I could do a comic that was just all flat colors, I probably would, but it wouldn't look as good, so I suffer for my art. Whatever. It's very tedious. But yeah, that's why we're doing it on stream. Because if I do it on stream, I can just kind of talk while I do it, and then it is less boring. So I know maybe it's not as fun to watch me do on a stream, but I hope you guys enjoy it anyway. There are like 170 people here, which is a lot of people. It's kind of wild how many people watch my streams these days. If you do it on stream, you make it the money. Yeah, kind of. It's just, you know, I always worry. It's like, it's hard for me to, you know, consistently have stuff to work on stream. And like, I'm already done inking all of these pages. But I know you guys are probably more here for the conversation than watching me draw, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Do any of you guys come just because you like to watch me draw, or do you like specifically like? Okay, I was thinking about this the other day. It's like, I don't know how many people come to my streams because they like me, or because they like my comic, or like I'm very curious. I guess like, what is the specific reason that brings folks to stream? Both. Honestly, I'm come mostly for the drawing. I like to listen, chatting, mostly for the art, oh. You guys are nice to me, and I appreciate it. I listen to you in the background. That's fair. That's how I watch most people that most of the people that I watch while I stream are just like people who just talk about stuff. You just listen to them in the background. I come for the pizza. All right. All right. Listen. I'm here for the pizza. I'm just here until Shamecube returns. Shamecube is dead. You're gonna be waiting a while. Sorry if that's breaks your heart. I drew a little memoriam picture for Shamecube and everything. Shamecube is dead. Long live Shamecube. No! I'm sorry, but it's true. Moment I'm painting miniatures. Oh man, I've started getting videos recommended to me on Instagram of people doing mini painting for like tabletop and stuff. And while it's not something I don't think it's something that I could ever get into because I don't like painting very much. It's very cool to watch like the process of people doing it. I think it's nice to watch see what the kinds of cool stuff people do to get like the different techniques in their paint jobs. I don't know. I just think it's real neat. And I don't scroll past those videos when they pop up on my Instagram feed. I like them. They're just, sometimes you gotta just watch like some ASMR creativity videos of people just sitting and making shit. There's actually a TikTok channel. I don't subscribe to them, but I watched a handful of their videos this weekend. I think it's like, I forget their username. It had like China in it. This is not it, but it was like Discover China or Live China or like Art China or something like that. So something like that. And they do a bunch of videos with just like this very nice like traditional Chinese music playing in the background. And they like show you, like the traditional ways that people used to craft things, like traditional craftsmanship stuff. Like there was one episode where I watched them make a teapot from clay. And it was very pretty and nice to watch. My favorite one that I just found this weekend is watching them make like a Chinese chess set, which is just like, they use like mother of pearl. And so it shows them like getting the shells and drawing and like flattening them out and like buffing them to a nice shine and then making the little character, like the Chinese characters, drawing them on and then like cutting them out with this like really little saw. And then they make these little wood discs that are about like 2 inches across, and they like polish them and they make them real pretty, and they do like this wire inlay, and then they put the mother of pearl like Chinese letters into the thing. It's so cool to watch. It was like a 5-minute video. I sat there and watched the whole thing fucking enthralled. I'm like, this is some Cocomelon shit for me. I'm just like, oh my god. And they had this like nice music playing over the entire thing, but also you could still hear like the very satisfying sounds of like the hammer clicking and like the little wood clicking and the sawing. And it was like, oh yes, more of this, please. I wonder if I could find that video real quick. I think I saved it. One sec. 1 second. Because I'm pretty sure I bookmarked it. It's on my favorites, I believe. Or not. Maybe it's in my liked videos. I definitely did something to bookmark it. Yes! Yes! I found the video. And I'm gonna copy, paste. Explore China! That's the name. Okay, here. I'm dropping this link in the chat. Go watch that video. Go watch that video. It's really nice to watch. It's just like them making this cool like Chinese chess set, and it's so fun to watch. Watch that one to like help you go to sleep tonight because it's so good. But yeah, that account has a couple other videos I watch, but the chess set one is my favorite because it's very, very pretty to watch. There was another one that I watched though where it was just like they show you this whole process of doing the thing, and then they never explain what the thing is or why they're doing it, and I'm like, you can't be doing this. I need to know what that is that you're making. And then you never and there was another one that was really frustrating where they showed you how to make dye, like this indigo dye, and then they never show you, they never dye anything with it, so you just like see is like, oh, and this is how we made this dye. It's like, okay, cool, show me what it looks like when you dye something with it. And they said, no. And I was like, fuck you! Oh, man. But no, the chess one is very satisfying. It's very satisfying to watch. So, 10 out of 10. Do recommend that one at the very least. You want a satisfying conclusion? Nah, exactly. Exactly. I get so snalty. I get so snalty.
You are my favorite streamer to watch, and I love your community is incredible to be in.
Aw, Jared, thank you! Thank you for the super chat, I appreciate it, that's so sweet. Aw, thank you. I like my community too. I enjoy this gaggle of folks who come and hang out in here. I like you guys. You guys are neat, and you guys are nice to me, and you guys only torment me a little bit. And I appreciate that. Unlike my friends who torment me all the time. I'm joking. But no, it's been nice. I really have enjoyed like kind of pivoting over to YouTube more. Just because it's like, I feel like Twitch, I was always trying to like vie for attention. And YouTube, it just feels like I could just, you know, be a little bit more chill here. We can just kind of vibe and hang out and listen to some easy music and just, you know, draw and hang out and do stuff together. And it's nice. And it's nice. Exhibit A. Jared freaking spoiling me. With the super chats and the memberships and whatever. At this point, I am almost entirely convinced that every membership I have probably came from Jared. Like, I know that, like, there's at least a handful of them that didn't, but I'm willing to bet a damn good portion of them did. Oh my goodness, you're too nice to me, for real, though. My goodness. At least half. Can we look up the numbers? Yeah, but it's tricky because it doesn't show a breakdown of like gifted subs versus non-gifted, which is what makes it tricky, right? If I knew that information, I would share it, but I unfortunately don't. But yeah, I mean, on the other hand, I do try to keep my memberships pretty cheap. I only have the 1 tier. Because it's just like, I just want these so that people can use my emotes, and I don't want them to have to pay an arm and a leg for that privilege. You know? So. Yeah, like the Bingles emote. The most important emote that I have. I'm a patron and I'm happy with that. Yeah. Yeah. Cause like my Patreon is my main way that I want to support that I want to support the comic, right? Hello? There we go. The Patreon is the main way that I support the comic. And so I don't really want to pivot to using YouTube memberships for the comic because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. The comic's not hosted on YouTube. But, you know, like, channel members, it's pretty easy to just, like, give channel members early access to videos, so that's really nice. And, you know, I usually do finish videos a couple days before I put them online. The one thing with, like, YouTube memberships is that YouTube does take a pretty hefty chunk of what I make. They take, like, 30%, which, like, Patreon also takes a lot, but it's nowhere near 30% of, like, super chats and membership fees and all that. So I do like Patreon for, like, getting more, like, in-depth support. But, you know, the whole reason I enabled channel membership was specifically for letting people have emotes. Because it's like the equivalent of a Twitch sub, right? But I can set the price for it. But yeah, that's another reason why I don't really add, like, more membership tiers. Is largely because, like, I don't know what I would do with more membership tiers. I've had some folks suggest to me that I could do members-only live streams in the future. Which is a thing I have considered. But it's just like, how many people would come to membership-only live streams? And then I see how many members are in my chat. Mostly because of Jared. And how much does a membership cost? I think it's like $2? 2 or 3? I purposely made it very cheap. because I didn't want people to have to break their banks to get emotes, right? But yeah, it's like, you know, don't bully me, it's my birthday. Well, happy birthday! This is not bullying. This is not bullying. I am simply stating facts. That most of the memberships are probably because Jared's crazy who keeps gifting memberships, and I do appreciate it a lot, but I am gonna rag on you just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because that's what I do. I tease. I tease. You can ask anybody. I tease people. It's my job. It's what I do. The better the friend, the harder the bullying. Yeah, exactly. Like, if Jay's still hanging out, he can confirm. I threaten to kill him all the time. That's how close we are as friends. It's all in jest, of course. I do not actually want to murder my friend. Sometimes he says things to me. Sometimes he says words to me that I cannot let go without throwing some threats in there as a response. That's what happens. Death threats are love. Exactly. Exactly. Murder is a sign of close friendship. Yes. Confirmed. Confirmed. This is like the most dramatic song in here. And I never remember what it's from. It's from Pokemon, apparently. I don't remember when in Pokemon this song came up. Probably during some, like, plot-heavy bit. What's a Pokemon? Good question. No one really knows. Next question. Oh, yeah, so this is something kind of random, but on topic that I can talk about. Just talking about streams and stuff. I got a comment today from somebody. And I'm not calling this person out, it's just an interesting comment that I got. Considering things. But I got a comment from somebody asking, it's like, because I've been doing nothing but art streams for the past couple of weeks. And I've mostly been focusing on art streams because, one, I've got a lot of stuff to work on. And two, is that, you know, you look at the amount of viewers who show up for stuff. People come to my art streams way more than they come to my game streams. And I found out recently, this is true for pretty much everybody who streams, unless you are very specifically a gaming content creator. Because I saw a video from this one VTuber who was showing her analytics, and it's like, all these people were here for just chatting. As soon as I started playing a game, like, half of them left. And it's like that every single stream she says she does. I was like, that's really interesting. Because, like, I'd heard that was a problem, but it's interesting that it affects even larger streamers, too. But I got this comment from this person asking when I'm going to do my next game stream. I thought it was really interesting. Because I didn't think that people liked my game streams that much. Because whenever I do a game stream, I get, like, a third of the average viewers that I get for stuff like art streams. Which, you know, kind of makes sense. It's like, if you're not familiar with the game, then I guess I understand why people wouldn't want to come. Or if it's less, like, commentary focused and more just, like, playing and reacting to a game, I understand why that maybe wouldn't be as interesting to listen to. But I just thought it was interesting that, like, people are now like, I haven't done a gaming stream in a couple weeks, and now people are asking when's the next gaming stream, and I'm just like, I thought people didn't like my gaming streams. I was like, absolutely nothing to do with this person, but I was like, seriously giving up or considering like giving up on game streams entirely. Because like no, I shouldn't say no one. I still get like 30 to 50 average viewers on game streams, but when my art streams can get close to 200 average viewers, like, you know, the writing's on the wall there. It's just like, people like you for your art stuff, so if you want to do better, you should do more art stuff. And I like game streams because they're fun and they're easy. I could just kind of come on and hang out and have a good time, but not as many people show up to them historically. So I don't know, I just thought it was interesting that like now that I've kind of stopped doing them, more people are asking for them. I liked watching your Ghost Trick streams. I liked the Pikmin streams. Yeah, I think game streams work better if it's a game that doesn't have a whole lot of story. Like my Suika game stream did really well because you don't fucking have to, there's no story. There's no continuity with Suika game. You can just kind of like come in there and just be like, yup, there's the freaking melons. What's she gonna do about it? I find it easier to just drop into art streams. Games aren't bad, it's just that there's something you have to keep up with more actively. Yeah, I do definitely think that's part of it. Especially if it's like a more plot-focused game. Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. One of the reasons I dropped Baldur's Gate 3 is just because my viewer numbers kept going further and further down. And I do understand why. It's because, you know, it's a longer series that people kind of have to keep up with. And I think it's just like, it's not as engaging for the people watching, I think. I'm still working on highlights. I have my, oh god, actually, I just remembered, my editor got back to me with the, edited version of part 6 of 7, and I need to go watch it, but I've been busy and I forgot. Like, I think the highlights are fun, but just, I understand why people don't like the streams as much. I didn't watch those streams because I didn't want to see spoilers. Yeah, see, that's the other thing, right? Is like, if people haven't played it, they don't want spoilers. It's another flaw of plot-focused games. But my problem is that I really like plot-focused games. Like, Ghost Trick was so much fun, but Ghost Trick is also really short. And Baldur's Gate 3 is not! So, you know, it's a tricky balance of, like, finding games that are good to stream. And I do have other games that I bought specifically to play on stream. Even after I kind of decided I wasn't going to focus on gaming streams as much. For example, I bought the We Love Katamari remaster. So that's going to be a stream at some point. Because fucking Katamari is super fun to stream because there is no plot. You are just rolling. No plot. Just vibes. And rolling up society. And that is a very fun game. Minecraft when eventually... Eventually. I know I owe you guys a Minecraft stream. I've just been so focused on other things. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it, I promise. I was hoping that I could get Minecraft free with Game Pass, and then you can't. You can get, like, the expansion free, but you can't get the actual base game. And I'm like, damn it. Because I have a free year of Game Pass. Because it came with my new graphics card. I'd love to see you stream Animal Crossing. See, I haven't played Animal Crossing in a really long time, but I was working on a Castoff themed island. So, I don't know. Maybe that could be fun to get back into if folks would be into that, because Animal Crossing is another game that, has no story and is easy for people to jump in and enjoy. I could do, like, I also enjoy doing game streams where it's like, what is it? There's no plot, and so I can kind of just use them as like a just chatting stream, but with games in the background. Also, Lover of Green, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Let's freaking go. Thank you. If you got a gifted membership just now, make sure to say thank you. What about Little Nightmares 2? I did buy Little Nightmares 2. I have not played it on stream yet, but I did purchase it. Also, my YouTube TTS device seems to be busted. So it's not letting me connect anymore, and I don't know why. It just says stream ended or connection lost. No, it didn't. The stream has not ended. So I guess Vector is saying that he's tired and he doesn't want to read super chats anymore. So just fair warning, if anybody else posts super chats, they're not gonna get read, apparently, because Vector's like, he's clocked out. My boy is tired. Shooting games, maybe. See, I do not enjoy playing or watching shooting games. Like, there's a lot of VTubers who I would love to get more into, but it's like, all they play is shooter games. I'm like, I don't care about shooter games. The one exception is I was very into Team Fortress 2 when I was in college, because that game is fucking funny. Even if you're bad at that game, it's fucking funny. Overwatch? Maybe. Maybe. I also kind of don't want to give Overwatch the screen time. I'll enjoy playing it with friends, but if I'm just like watching people stream it, I get bored. Like, there's games that are fun to play and there's games that are fun to stream, and I enjoy playing games like Overwatch when I'm playing with friends, but I don't think I would enjoy streaming it because it's like, I don't know. It's just not my bag, you know? It's not my bag. In before someone says, play Fortnite! I don't know what a Fortnite is. Phasmophobia is the first person. Well, yeah, it's first person, but it's not a first person. You don't shoot people in Phasmophobia, though. You don't shoot people. Wow, that's a really long pizza recipe. Yes, it is! Thank you, Zoe. Look at this pizza. Here, you guys are being so good. Do you want to see a single dialogue bubble? Do you guys want to see a single dialogue bubble on this page? Are you ready? Are you ready for the single dialogue bubble you get on this page if you squint real hard? There. He's like, yeah, new emote is just like, okay. Okay. It's like, I mean, honestly, what else would he be saying in this panel, right? Okay. He's just like, oh, it's a really long pizza recipe, Sage. You're just kind of going off for, whoa! He's just kind of going off for a while. Okay. Yeah, this will probably end up being an emote. It would not surprise me if people voted for this to be an emote when it actually gets released. But yeah, there you guys go. Yippee-ki-yay! Now I need to get the highlights color that I use for their little hair highlights. I need to do that. I'll just leave that dialogue bubble there. It's fine. Okay. Sage is just like, and then we have to put the pizza, or we have to put the cheese in the crust, Nico. It's very important that we do cheesy stuffed crust for this big pizza, Nico. And Nico's just like, all right, dude, whatever you say. All right. If anyone makes pizza as a result of this stream, you legally have to send me some, because now I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry, and that's not fair. Hot dog crust, Nico! The magic is in the meat tubes! Shay, no. Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, Vector is taking a hiatus, so he will not be reading the super chat, but I can still read it! Lover of Green, thank you for the super chat. Hail, just stumbled upon this stream via the YouTube algorithm. Can't wait to hang out with y'all soon. God bless the chat. Thank you! But yes, welcome, welcome. We are simply drawing and vibing and talking about pizza. Because that is what we do on this program, is we talk about pizza. Talk about the pizza. Pizza is very important to the culture of this here chat. All right, and then the easiest page to do, which will probably also be the hardest page to do because there's a lot of effects I gotta draw on it, but it's a long family recipe and it's a rant about not giving away the secret in the sauce. Yeah, probably. Probably. It's like, now the secret sauce that that's been passed down in my family for generations. The secret ingredient? It's love. Or at least that's what my grandmother told me, but then I was able to break down the pizza sauce into the material components, and I found out she actually puts basil in the pizza sauce. I don't know. I know that basil's like a really stereotypical, like, Italian spice. I'm not good at cooking. I don't know. We don't give out the Miller pizza sauce ingredient. No, we do not. It's a secret. My great-grandmother always told me that it was love, but she was a liar and I can prove it! Not the little sage Freckles. Yes, he's a little freckle boy. I like him. Little freckle boy. Oh, yeah. There's jalapeno in the sauce. Oh no, it's so spicy. They just like, it was always too spicy, and I found out it's because she's been putting jalapenos in the pasta sauce. Or the spaghetti sauce. Ah! Now my brain's just on spaghetti now. Which I do actually have in my fridge. I think I have like 1 serving left of the spaghetti I made last week. Either that, or I'm gonna be, it's either that, or I'm making a Hot Pocket for dinner tonight. Because I did not think to turn on the rice cooker before the stream started. Because I thought I had spaghetti. I'm pretty sure I have at least one more thing. I don't have more than one. But I think I still have a thing of spaghetti left. Except the spaghetti isn't as good as normal because I forgot to buy mushrooms to put in the sauce. I like mushrooms on my spaghetti in my spaghetti sauce. Not pizza sauce. God, I can't talk. I come online and I talk at people and I pretend to be an anime girl for a living at this point. And I can't string a sentence together to save my life. Oh my god. Having a freaking crisis. I don't know how to speak English. What was I thinking? Becoming a VTuber. What the hell? Anyway. Star J said evil is stored in the ass. What does he mean? So, people who read my comic all have a very interesting sense of humor. And one of the things that they like to do is joke that all of the antagonists in my comic are caked up as fuck. Because the 2 antagonists that I've revealed, one of them wears a cape and the other one's been sitting down and we haven't seen from behind the entire time. And so everyone is saying, well, we can't see the cake. So obviously it means that they are cheeked the fuck up. But because it's only the characters that are evil that have this fan theory big ass thing, now the joke is that in Castoff, evil is stored in the ass. It's not canon? No, it's not canon! People just started saying that shit! People just started saying that shit and drawing caked up Briss, and I'm like, why is this image in my eyes? You worked at Cheesecake Factory, that's how you caked them up. Well, that's the thing, though, is it all started because I kept making jokes about how I'm not good at drawing asses. Zoe, no. Zoe, no. Zoe, no. Zoe, no. No. People say is this real? Yes! Look up, just like search the word ass in the Castoff Discord, and you'll find some unrelated posts, but you will also find, just search the phrase evil is stored in the ass on the Castoff Discord, and you will see so many things that you wish you hadn't seen. But it originally came from the fact that I was making fun of myself on a stream once because Zara has like a very flat ass. Because I'm not good at drawing shapely buttocks. And so like everybody in the comic has like really flat asses. because I'm just not good at drawing the butts. And so then people are saying, it's like, oh, well, obviously, we haven't seen the asses of these characters, so that means they must be cheeked the fuck up. And I'm like, I mean, I guess that's a theory you can have. And people were like, okay, this is now what we are solely focused on. And I'm like, guys, now, to their credit, it is slightly less cringy. Evil is stored in the ass is slightly less cringy than no pooping allowed in Castoff, which was another thing that people were stuck on for a really long time. And that one also has a story behind it that was ultimately my fault, but people just took it like a dog and ran with it. So what happened was, I forget how this came up. I think someone asked me, like, how the characters, like, what the interior plumbing is like in Castoff. And I'm like, if I'm being honest, gang, I haven't thought too hard about it, because I'm never gonna have a scene where the characters go to the bathroom. Because it's like, I'm never gonna show that. And so I haven't put too much thought about what the plumbing is like in my fantasy universe. And so then everyone was like, oh my god, Star's not letting your characters poop. And it's like, they try to make it a hashtag. It's like, let Castoff poop. And I'm like, guys. Do you expect all your fantasy character? Because, like, the thing is that if I try to, explain how the characters go in the bathroom, that means I have to, basically off the cuff, figure out how internal plumbing works in this comic, and figure out how people take a shit, and I don't want to think about that. That's the type of sort of thing that requires consideration. No, it doesn't! It doesn't if you never plan on bringing it up in the comic. Which I don't, for the record. People get mad at me. It's like, oh, you need to think really hard about every little thing in your world building if I'm not planning on showing the Castoff characters taking a shit, then I don't need to think about the plumbing. Shut up! The toilet scenes are not important, so we skip them. Exactly. It's... The other thing is that part of this started because I did accidentally forget to leave room for a bathroom in the layout of Vector and Miss Jacobs' house. Like, you see 95% of their home, and you can see, like, the hallway, and there's no doors where a bathroom could be. And part of that is just because I wasn't thinking about it when I was building this, when I was, like, designing this house, because their house literally is just, like, the front room, and then a back, like, hallway with, like, 3 other rooms in it. And one of them is Vector's room, and one of them is Miss Jacobs' room. And they're different. And it's just like, yeah, haha, I guess I just never go to the bathroom because I forgot to put a bathroom in this house floor plan that was totally a floor plan and not something I just made up on the spot, because, listen, 2015 Star was not always the most considerate when coming up with things like that. And now people are like, oh my god, people in Star's fantasy world do not poop. They are the ultimate life form, and they utilize every single part of the food they consume. And therefore they have no reason to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, I like that explanation better than Star hates her characters and doesn't want to let them go to the bathroom. Because that one's just strange. I can't empathize with a character if they don't shit like the average person. That's an interesting qualification there. That's an interesting thing to get stuck on. Oh boy. We just a weird fan fiction god, right? Essentially. But yeah. So that's a little trip down memory lane for y'all. Of weird things that people have called me out for in the past. lack of shitting. The joy, you know, making comics is like this really special thing. You get to craft this story and share it with people you care about and like complete strangers alike. And it's really interesting the kind of reactions you get, because you do get like really varied reactions from different people. You have the people who get really invested in your story and like are very excited to see what happens to the characters and what happens next in the story. And then you have some people who notice that you have not put a single bathroom in any page of the comic so far and then call you out for not letting your characters shit. Having a fandom is a weird thing to happen to a person. Oh my goodness. Unless your story is about bathroom things and how they work, you just remove it because it's not important to the story. Exactly, you get me. It's like, I'm not ever planning on having a moment where a character, like, goes to the bathroom. So why do I need to think about the internal plumbing? I don't wanna, and you can't make me. I don't wanna, you can't make me. This may be, like, some people would give me shit for this, pun unintended, but a lot of stuff is just like, if it's not going to come up in the story, I don't bother spending the time world building for it. It's like interior plumbing. I don't know how it works. I'm never gonna need to know how it works. I'm gonna leave it up to people's imagination because it's never gonna be in the story because it's not important. And so it's like, you can't make me think about internal plumbing in my fantasy world. I don't wanna. I don't want to. Screen time is precious and expensive. Exactly. Exactly. I am not the type of person who enjoys sitting down and going down Wikipedia rabbit holes for like really obscure shit. I just like to make my little story, and if something that I need to do involves research, then I will do it. But if I don't need to know about the internal plumbing or the economics of fishing, if it's not going to be in the comic, then I don't care, and I'm not going to spend time researching it, you know? You know? So to everybody who ever gave me shit about that, screw you! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it's like, I don't wanna. You can't make me. Do they bathe? Okay, so I think I've said this somewhere before. You know, characters do bathe, and I didn't like, you know, show them taking their clothes off or anything like that. But like, I did show the characters in that one panel, like kind of hanging out by a creek bed. And the idea there is that, like, yes, they have been, you know, like bathing in streams, but I'm not going to show that because it's not really important to the story. Ariana doesn't, though. Ariana she does like the human version of a chinchilla dust bath. She just uses magic to clean. She's just like, oh shit, am I sweaty? Boom, cleaning spell. Not sweaty anymore. Anyway. She doesn't, she's just like, bathing is a waste of time. I can just magic myself clean. And we love that for her. But Marina probably gives her shit about that. Ariana's a stinker. Uh-oh, stinky. No, it's like, I don't think she smells bad. I think she's just like, because, you know, like sweat and bacteria is what makes you stinky. And so if she just magics it all away, then there is no stinky. There is no stinky. Ariana just, I stink, oh that sucks, uses magic. Anyway, basically, yeah. Essentially. And then when Marina finds out about this, but she's like, but there's so many like nice smelling soaps you can use, and then it makes you smell nice. And Ariana's just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Ariana using prestidigitation to be clean? Yes, she is. She very much is. She's just like, what's that? I smell bad after a long day of fighting and traveling. Schwarm. Anyway. Schwarm. She is not stinky, but she does not bathe. She would just be like, what? I smell bad? Anyway. And we love that for her. Honestly, I would be the same way if I didn't enjoy like taking a nice shower. Shower is where all the fun story thoughts come from. This is maybe a little embarrassing to admit, but my friends know this because I've told them. I have more than once gotten extremely worked up in the shower because I've been like having shower thoughts about my D&D character, and then I start practicing like really emotional monologues. Is like, oh man, what would my character say if XYZ thing happened, and how would they react, and how like super duper emotional would they get? And I get like really into it, and I'm just doing like full theater kid like breakdowns in the shower, and then I get out of the shower and my cats are like screaming and they're like super duper worried, and they like come up to me, and I need you guys to imagine I'm stepping out of the shower and I'm crying and like just like tears on my face, eyes are red, and it's just my cats like run up to me and they're like, oh my god, mother, are you okay? Oh my god, why are you crying? Oh my god, oh my god. And I've had to just, like sit down next to them and tell them, it's okay, kittens, it's okay. Mommy just got too worked up about her D&D character again. It has happened now more than once. And that is embarrassing, but it's also really funny. Yeah, maladaptive daydreaming is what some folks have called it. I called it committing to the bit. It's rehearsal. It's rehearsal. I get emotional about my little purple tiefling and how sad her story is, and she's just going through a lot. Oh my god, but yeah, so that's oh boy, there's some behind the scenes info for y'all. And you know what? The other thing is, it's not just my D&D characters. I do this for story shit too, for like Castoff nonsense. I've gotten like really into role-playing as the characters, trying to figure out the exact wording of specific scenes, and I start fucking bawling. Like, there is a specific scene, not in the next chapter, but the chapter after, so I believe that'll be chapter 14, where I'm not gonna say who, but one of the characters just has kind of a little bit of a mental break, a little mentee bee, a little mental breakdown, and I was like trying to figure out like how they would feel emotionally in that scene, and how they would react to certain things, and like what would cause them to like act that way, and what kind of things would they say when they were having these big emotions. I was just like kind of role playing, trying to figure out the dialogue, and I fucking made myself cry. Cause I was having a fucking moment, and I'm like sitting there in my shower, tears on my face, and I'm just like, I kind of, you know, come out of the roleplay mindset, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna fuck up my audience so bad. I'm just like, oh, this shit's gonna be so good. I am so excited for this. I'm not gonna tell you which character it was about, but I'm very excited for it. You guys are allowed to guess. I will not tell you, though. I'm curious who you guys think is gonna have a little bit of a... I think I picked that up from TikTok, calling it a mentee bee. Just a little mentee bee, no big D. No big deal. Marina, Ariana, interesting. Who wants to bet it's either Ariana or Sage? Interesting. Are we gonna know that scene when we see it eventually? You will know. You will know. Marina, because of something you said about chapter 14 last stream, either Frankie or Ariana. If it's Frankie, I'm gonna cry. Vector, interesting. I'm doing little pyramid hands. It's like hee, interesting. Vector, Sage, what could be Frankie or Rory? Rory is a true mastermind. I will say though, so we all know that dear friend and fellow content creator Zoe B recently finished catching up on the comic, and I did divulge some spoilers to her the other day. And her exact response was, "Why are you like this? Why would you do this? This is so sad. Why are you so mean?" When I told her specifically about the scene that I am talking about with you guys very vaguely. I told her, like, what's gonna happen in that scene and what leads up to it and, like, what characters are involved. And she was just like, why would you do that? That is so... She was just like, why? Why? And I'm just like, because I have to. Because I have to. I have to, Zoe. I must. It is what I must do, you see. I have no choice. We are scared? Good. You should be, honestly. It's for the content, Zoe. Exactly. Also, yeah, I guess I did say that we're gonna get some of the Marina backstory in chapter 14. It does not mean that it's about her, though. Just putting that out there. Hee hee, etc. Star? What? What? Hee hee hee. Hee hee hee. Hee hee. Then it's about Sage because he ends up dropping the giant pizza. Not the pizza! Oh no! The pizza. I forgot Nico's little goatee beard. Oh my god. Oh my god, Nico, I'm so sorry. I posted him peeled. Oh god. God, I hate saying that, but it's just like, it came from, so in Fire Emblem Three Houses, Seteth is one of my favorite characters. Listen, he's a shitty camp counselor with a stick up his ass, but he's my shitty camp counselor with a stick up his ass. And also he's one of the only adults in that game that you can romance. But anyway, someone... Please don't ever describe a person as peeled ever again. No, because that's where it came from. Is he also has like kind of a shitty little like goatee, but it's like a very, very thin beard that just kind of like runs along his chin line. And someone was like, I'm posting peeled Seteth, and it was like just him without the shitty little beard, and I legit could not tell the difference for a few seconds. I had to like look at the comments to figure out what was missing. I'm like, what do you mean peeled? Oh no! No! Oh no! And then that phrasing has been in my head ever since, and I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. And now I've inflicted it on all of you guys! Yay! That's what we do here! I inflict pain on you guys, and in return, you guys inflict pain on me! It's mutually painful, you see. Mutually assured destruction by saying shit that sounds gross. Meow. Thanks so much for that, Star. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's equivalent exchange. Yeah! Yeah, it is. Symbiotic relationship. I don't know. I feel like it's whatever the opposite of a symbiotic relationship is. It's like two creatures are in a partnership, both of their lives suck. Like, is that actually a thing that exists? Because, like, you know, parasitism, like symbiotic relationship, a mutually beneficial symbiotic relationship is two organisms that coexist and they both benefit from the partnership. A parasitic relationship is when only one of them benefits from the partnership. Is there a type of partnership where neither of them benefit? Or is that just a... Sounds like being retail coworkers. Yeah! Symbiotic antagonism. Yes, that's my relationship with you guys. Symbiotic antagonism. Let's fucking go. I torment you guys and you torment me right back. No one wins. Speaking of things you guys can torment me for, I think someone told me that this song is from Homestuck, which I have not read. But the song like came up in my recommendeds, and I thought it sounded neat. And so I put it in my stream playlist, and then people are like, that's a Homestuck song. And I was like, okay. It does sound neat though. Does your VTuber not have legs? No, she has legs. They're just down there. I have no reason to show you guys my legs because I'm drawing. They're down there. It's from Cascade, which is one of the longer video updates in its lapse. Fun fact, I almost, with my whole chest, read that as Cascada. And every time we touch... Is that what the video in Homestuck is? Is it just Every Time We Touch by Cascada being played at ridiculously high volume and all the characters being like, oh shit, it's Cascada. It's every time we touch, we gotta dance. Every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I swear I can fly. Can you feel my heart beat fast? I want this to last. Need you in my life, 'cause every time we touch, I feel the static, and every time we kiss, I swear I can fly. Can't you feel my heart beat slow? I can't let you go. I need you in my life. Is this doing it for you, chat? Is this the content that you have subscribed to me for? I'm a really good singer, actually. I'm actually a professional singer, and I'm very, very good. Premium content. Yes, thank you for acknowledging it. Cast me in your Broadway show. I will bring you the hits. You will get 1 million views on the YouTubes. Oh man, that actually does remind me. I've gotten several compliments on my acting over the last like month or so. I got a lot of people saying that my acting in the Ghost Trick stream was really good. And I also got a couple people commenting on the most recent What's Left of Us episode, which you guys should go watch! Our D&D show, What's Left of Us, but the most recent episode of What's Left of Us, I got to throw out some acting shit there. You guys want to hear what I sound like when legitimately pissed off? Go watch that episode, because I play angry girls in D&D to feel alive, and my baby girl finally got to get super pissed off. Like maximum pissed off, and I was very happy for her. but also then immediately following it with tearful reunion with a long-lost family member, and people were saying that I was really good at acting, and it made me feel really happy. But like, that's kind of my thing, right? Is I would love to do voice acting stuff. I think it's really fun. I don't have any like specific training for acting aside from one theater class in middle school. But I do like to have a lot of fun with it. And I would love to do like some voice acting for like indie projects or something. I would love to be like a random NPC in a video game and then tell people that you have to go hunt down my little voice cameo. I would love that so much. I don't need to be like a main character or anything. I don't think I'm a good enough actress to be like a main character in a video game or anything, but I have a lot of fun with it, and I think it's fun. Put me in, I want to be an NPC. I want to be a pissed off NPC. Let me do it. Let me do it. I want to do it. Like, I've got a decent mic. If you ever need somebody to be pissed off, I actually, because I've also been recording, you know, my lines for the D&D video that's coming out eventually. And there is a part at the end of the video where my character has a fucking sobbing breakdown because she thinks that her best friend has just died right in front of her. And she's very, very emotional about it because, like, she's trying to heal him and it's not working. And he's, like, super dead and there's nothing she can do and she feels real bad. And I, like, recorded the sounds of me, like, I watched a bunch of sad videos and then I recorded myself, like, absolutely fucking losing it, sobbing. And I'm gonna, like, layer it under the narration so it's, like, real subtle. And I'm just like, heh, yes. This is my magnum opus. Let's go. And that's just an example of like strolls into the group chat with like tears on my face and just whipping out the thumbs up. Is like, what's up, gamers? Guess who just made herself cry so hard to record footage for this video? Let's go. Star, you want to be an NPC? Yeah, I want to be just a silly little NPC. I want to be a silly little NPC who shows up and says things, and then when people play the game, they can be like, is that, like, barely famous VTuber TheStarfishface? And then I can be like, yeah, it's me. I'm up in your video games. I'm up in your stuff. Etc. I like acting. I feel like I should have been a theater kid, and then I was not given the opportunity, and it just never worked out. But I would love that. And it's also kind of fun because a lot of people have given me the ego boost of saying that they imagine my voice when they read some of the characters in Castoff. Like, I've had several people unprompted tell me that they imagine my voice for Ariana. And it's just like, that is so fun to me because she is exactly the type of character that I would want to voice act. Because I love being angry girlies. I love being angry girlies because I'm so chill in real life. Sometimes I want to just be a little apeshit. And I want to be fucking angry and mad. Star equals Ari in my mind. Yeah, see, evidence. But it's just like, that's not how I hear her voice in my head. I don't think that she would sound like me, but I like playing angry girlies. And so I don't know, maybe just for fun I could do like a is it the rage? Yeah. I mean, it's one of the reasons, like listen, my friends like to give me shit because I made the same character twice, and I basically made Ariana into an angry, pissed off tiefling for What's Left of Us, which you guys should all go watch, by the way. D&D What's Left of Us. Where I basically play a character who is Ariana, but a tiefling. And so I get to be her, and I get to act super pissed off all the time. And it's so fun for me. It's so fun for me. I like just like, you know, role playing a pissed off little girly with like too much shit going on. I love her. Want to know something funny? First couple of times I joined a stream, I was legit nervous because I had so equated you with Ari. Wait, really? Like, even before you were like... I'm not actually, like, mean or angry in real life. I'm curious what sparked that connection. I mean, listen, she is my baby girl, my love, my baby daughter, who I do relate to quite a bit. But that's interesting. That's interesting. But my thing is, like, I'm so nice. I try to be very nice when I'm talking to people. She's the most significant female character in your comic. I guess that's true. I guess that's true. But it's like, while she and I do have a lot in common, I would not say that we're really alike in many ways. I do relate to her quite a lot. And she has so many of my personal demons. But yeah, very different people, very different people. Very different personalities. But I do like writing Ariana the most because she's the one that I get to have the most fun with, because angry characters are very fun to write, especially when you break them. And that's so rude to say, but I don't care because it's true. That scene with her mental breakdown in chapter 10, oh, so good. Loved it. Had fun with it. Like, yes, you have to put these characters through the ringer and break them to see what they're really made of. Character development, let's go! And then I was like, oh, I get to play a character for this D&D game? What if I just do her again, and then I can roleplay as pissed off girly that I've always wanted to be? Yeah, I don't know. I like acting. I like being theatrical. I like pretending to be a theater kid in the shower at night when I'm, like, daydreaming about my characters and thinking about how they'd respond to certain things happening in their respective stories. And I hee. I have fun. We have fun here, gang. We have fun here, gamers. Is what I'm trying to say. But yes, just swerving the topic a little bit, I guess, but it got brought up. I am very excited for my D&D video that I'm working on with all my friends. It is starting to hit me, though, how long it is going to take. Oh, gosh. It's gonna be a long freaking video. It's gonna be an hour and a half It's gonna be an hour and a half long animatic that I'm storyboarding most of my way through. That's a lot. That's a lot. I just hope it does well. I've been getting a lot of people who are saying they're really excited for it, so I do have, like, I'm trying to keep my hopes and expectations reasonable, but I'm putting so much work into it, I want to do well, and a lot of people are saying that they're really excited for it, which means that hopefully it will get a lot of views when it comes out, but it's gonna be a lot of freaking work. It's gonna be a lot of work. And I'm tired just thinking about it, but it's like the good kind of tired. I think part of it is just because I've been working on the character portraits during stream, and the character portraits, like, obviously, the entire thing is not going to be that detailed. Once I'm done with the character I'm doing the character portraits on stream because I can kind of, like, zone out and just work on them. And that's good when you have, you know, like, friends in the chat with you, is just being able to zone out and just chat and draw. That's why I never sketch on stream, but I do like inking and shading and stuff because I can just kind of turn my brain off and talk. But I can't do that very easily while I'm sketching if I want my sketch to look good. But I've been doing the character portraits first just because, you know, you can kind of zone out. But I think it is inflating in my head how long the video is going to take because, like, each of these frames is only going to be up on screen for a couple seconds, but I'm putting, like, all this work into them, right? But at the same time, most of the video is just going to be really rough sketches, which are not going to take as long. But in my head, I'm just like, oh my god, it's going to take forever. It's going to take so much time. It's going to take so much time. I am excited for it, though. And I hope that people are excited. I could post another, like, 2-3 minute snippet to Patreon. The only reason I haven't is because there is one frame of the video. There's one frame. I could show it to you guys, actually, because I have the PNG saved. There's one frame that I haven't fully sketched the background on yet. And so instead of actually... Where is it? Hang on. Yeah, this one. It just says... fucking building. Like, I need to, you know, like, go in and finish this shot, like, erase some of these guidelines and stuff, but I didn't feel like drawing the building, so I just wrote fucking building. And this is what's in the animatic right now. Like, everybody else, everything else in this one scene that I'm working on, like part 2 of the video, everything else has been drawn out and looks nice and all that. But I was just like, I don't know, fucking building. I don't want to draw it right now. So this right here is the only reason why I haven't posted this scene of the animatic yet. It's like the opening scene for my character. And I could post it, but I don't want to post the animatic with fucking building in it. That's what I say whenever I see a building. Hell yeah, fucking building. Let's go. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, oh man, I could totally, you know, post the whole Verity intro, because that's done, essentially. And then I was rewatching it to make sure I didn't forget anything, and then I saw the fucking building. I'm like, no, I can't, because this is supposed to be a dramatic scene. I can't post it like this. And so I talked myself out of it, but someday I will work up the courage to draw a building. And then I'll post that for you guys. You can have a windowless building with graffiti that reads fucking building. Oh my god, you're so right. Why didn't I put that when I made the, I did that post-apocalypse AU mail club a while back. I should have put some text on there that just said fucking building. But I've already done it, and I drew that years ago, and this joke wouldn't have been relevant then. Ugh. Bane of my existence. It's fine. It's cool and fine and cool. Fucking building. Anyway, maybe later this week, if I have some amount of free time, I will finally actually draw a building, and then I will post the Verity prologue on Patreon for folks. I guess I could also post it for channel members because it is YouTube related, but that means I have to upload it and like make it just a members only video or something. And if I'm gonna post it on YouTube, even if it's members only, that means I definitely want to not have fucking building in there. Like, I want this to be presentable. But it's cool though. I have music, I have sound effects, I do a little bit of voice acting in it, but I'm also the narrator mostly. And I'm real excited about it. I'm real excited about it. Yeah, I am thinking that, like, for the video, I'm going to be posting, like, progress snippets as I continue to work on it. Right now, the main thing holding me back from posting more progress snippets is, one, making progress, but also I am still waiting on voice lines for most of the other members of the cast. Some folks have been sick, some folks just haven't had time to record, which is totally understandable. And I don't necessarily need the voice lines to be done before I make more progress, because I can just keep drawing whenever. So I haven't been pestering them about too much. I would have pestered them about it during D&D the other night, but we didn't play D&D the other day, because our session got canceled, so I just went, eh. But yes. I am excited, though, to get the whole thing, like, audio put together and edited and, like, add all the sound effects and stuff. I'm really excited. There's gonna be, like, actual production value for this thing, and I am very hype about it, and I hope you guys are too. All right. And here's the thing, gamers. Here's the thing about that. We are done with the base shading on this page, minus the highlights, which I'm just gonna go ahead and do. Oh, okay. Well, I could just make up a freaking color. Here's the thing, gamers. My throat hurts, and I'm thirsty, and I'm hungry, and it's about the time that we usually stop anyway. So I think I'm gonna call it a stream here in just a moment. But this has been a good stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Okay, there I go. There, I'm done. It's almost 8. It's like 10 minutes before I would usually end, but I am hungry and thirsty, and my throat hurts from talking too much because I had to do a lot of talking today. But yes, so thank you guys for coming. Next stream will be on Wednesday. We're gonna be doing some more work on the D&D video, and I will probably ideally I haven't had anybody confirm yet, but I will hopefully also have some pals in the chat hanging out with me. So come back same time on Wednesday to see that, and we'll be hanging out and doing stuff. Is there an art stream on next Monday during the solar eclipse? I don't know, probably. Because, I mean, the solar eclipse only lasts, what, like 8 minutes? And I think it's like I need to check what time that's going to be happening, because I am actually right in the path of it, so I do want to go watch it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for joining me. Go watch our D&D show, What's Left of Us. Link is in the chat. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Goodbye.